Welcome, ladies, jelly spoons, and all other non-binary kitchen utensils. This is the Gravy Wheels podcast, and I am your host, Hova.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm Frank.
Yay. And we're here on episode 11, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Man, 11 episodes already.
We're 1%.
That's pretty crazy.
1% of our goal.
What's our
We're
goal?
getting there.
We have a goal?
For 1% of it, what would that be?
1,000.
4,000?
Fourth? No. What?
Don't hate me because I'm beautiful. I cut my hair today. Do you like it?
Yeah.
I went a setting lower than I normally do.
It looks good. It looks good for the summer.
My theory is that if I just keep cutting it shorter and shorter and shorter, I'll eventually see what my melon head will look like bald, because that's what I'm going to, that's what's happening anyways.
Sure.
And I just need to know what that's going to be like, and if I'm
Yeah,
ready.
get ready.
Yeah, if I'm mentally ready for that to be a thing. So
I'm never going bald.
let's see. Do you take that hat off though?
Yeah, but my hair's a mess. Like, I'm never gonna go
Monetized?
bald. Like, I'm gonna kill myself before I go bald. Not on purpose. It's gonna be like a car accident or something like random that I didn't plan. But I will always have my awesome hair. Do you guys remember whenever I had my hair down on like my shoulders?
Oh, I
Past
remember.
Andrews right now.
You had a real Andy Samberg do going on for a long time.
Have you guys seen my brother lately? He's been rocking the long hair for like a while now.
I don't
I'm
think
not a
I've seen
fan.
your brother ever.
Really? How would
There's-
you have never met my brother?
I have no recollection of it, at least.
That's weird.
I caught him on video in the pool with your mom, and you all threw one of your boys. I saw
That
that.
sounded like a different thing that you were. I thought you
Yeah,
were
it
just
sounded
about to-
bad.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about, though.
No, I don't.
It sounded bad. For context,
What?
he's talking about a video that my little brother and his girlfriend and my mom were all in the pool, and they were picking up my kids and just launching them in the air. And I had like a little Polaroid camera that actually, spits out the pictures. And so they thought they were trying to do cool poses in the air and stuff, and get a good snap right before they hit the water. So
Good.
very good.
Took the kiddo out tubing today since today's our last day at the lake.
How many times you flip them?
I didn't. I was not in charge of the boat, but
Oh, okay.
they did get hit. They did get one good wave that tossed them all, sort of like, just really fucked them up good.
I don't remember the last time I've been tubing, but every time I went, I was just basically terrified the entire time, because you just know that you're gonna eat it at some point.
You doing all right there?
I'm sorry, this one's in frame, and I was trying to get it out, and then I knocked it into the other one, and I can't.
The tension adjustment's off.
I think I got it.
So I gave my dad something that I had for backpacking forever. That was like it's a fanny pack. I sent you guys a picture of it, but I don't think you guys understood what it was. It's a fanny pack that you put on, and it's got a ripcord on it. So if you fall in the water and you're not supposed to be in the water, you pull
Like
the
an
ripcord,
inflatable.
and it fires like an 18-gram CO2 cartridge, and it.
That's awesome. And
My dad
terrifying
can't
at the same
swim.
time. He can't? I didn't know that.
No, he's born and raised on a farm in Ohio, man.
Huh.
I could have swore I remembered him getting into the pool there at your old house.
Yeah, but he wasn't really swimming. He was kind of just flopping.
I couldn't remember
He can't
if it
swim.
could touch or not. I don't remember how deep that pool was.
It was only
Like,
4.5 foot.
it kind of baffles me that people like don't learn to swim. Like that seems like
Right.
such a essential skill.
He didn't need it on a corn and cattle farm,
I
in
don't know,
the
but, like,
middle of Ohio. So
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's not something you use every day, but it's like
Then I
something
guess-
that you kind of need to do to survive in like all of the circumstances that you might be presented with in your life.
Right.
stay away from the water. We walked out of the water for a reason. You guys have seen octopuses.
That's your argument. We left because octopuses were terrifying.
Yeah. Imagine an octopus on the land.
That
No,
would
that's
not
cool.
be good. Yeah.
It'd be like a giant spider, but worse. And we all know that we have had bad experiences with giant spiders recently, right?
Hold on. It'd be like that horror documentary Octodad. Now we can talk about grounded.
Yeah. So, have we had some good experiences or bad experiences with some spiders recently, huh? Bad.
There haven't been great experiences.
Mostly you, Frank, I feel like. I think Andrew and I were doing fairly okay.
We're doing fine. I'm fearless. I'll fight a spider.
Right. We went into the bowels of the beast, man. We were deep in a cave, a spider cave, and beat our way out of it somehow that it should have been completely impossible.
You guys glitched the map or something.
I don't know what. I watched Andrew do it, and I was just like, he's a wizard. That was impossible. That did not happen.
For you kids playing along at home, we have recently been playing the game preview of Grounded, which is on Game Pass, and it's in early access on Steam right now too. I think it's like $30.
Yeah, I think so.
And we spent a good couple hours the other day fucking around and trying to sort of build a base. It's a basically like imagine a Honey I Shrunk the Kids simulator where you're stuck out in the middle of your yard and you have to sort of like mine grass and pebbles and shit in order to like build axes, and then you could build bases and so forth. It's like a whole crafting survival game.
It's basically Minecraft and Honey We Shrunk the Kids made a game.
Yeah.
I also said that it's more of Honey I Shrunk the Kid mixed with Minecraft, mixed with Ark Survival Evolved.
Yeah, because it's a little more advanced than Minecraft.
But also because you can apparently, Joey found out that you can try to ride a ladybug. Might work out, might not.
Yeah.
It might clip you to death.
Yeah, I think he like knocked me into the rock or something. I'm not sure. But we did actually record a little bit, and I think Andrew might be getting something together from that.
Yeah, we'll see what comes of that. But it's very early access, I would say.
Yeah.
So like we played through the story content, of which there is maybe 30 minutes. There's really not very much.
Because I feel like we weren't even super focused on that either, and we just kind of next thing we knew, we were like, oh, we're done. Damn.
But yeah, it's you square off against all manner of insect and arachnid. Spiders will fuck you all the way up.
All the way.
You build armor out of acorns.
So there was an announcement like about this game like a year ago whenever they announced it that it'll have a feature in there for those who are like arachnophobic, who don't like to see spiders. So you can scale that down to how much of a spider-like thing you want to see. And if you turn it down all the way low, it's like a blob. But it still has all the killing characteristics of a fucking spider.
I was wondering
so
how
there's
that
no
was.
point. There's no point in doing it because like you can't play in easy mode without the spiders. Like they're always going to be there. It's either going to be a blob or like a 8-legged menace. And
the point of doing is that is like different people are triggered by different levels of like arachnophobia.
I understand that. I just thought that where I booted up earlier that I could just like not have spiders. So I ran to the tree and nope, there's spiders, but there's a blob.
What difficulty are we playing?
It's not medium. It's the one above that, I guess.
So not the hardest, but not normal either.
I don't think so. No, it's like in the middle. It's like medium.
Oh, it is medium. Okay.
Oh, and I got wrecked.
I thought you actually put it on a harder setting for us. I couldn't.
He said he did, but I think he was lying.
Oh, okay.
Oh, but was it easy on medium?
I wouldn't say it was.
I mean,
here's the thing: dying in that game isn't necessarily a huge setback because your backpack just drops, and then it's fairly easy, usually, to get back to your stuff.
Yeah, well, our base is shit. Our bases belong to the spiders now. I didn't mean to tell you guys this earlier. I kind of lied, but it's wrecked. It's completely destroyed.
Oh yeah, I figured it'd be gone
Really?
the second we shut it off.
No. It's got like some damage too, because we did 2 layers of walls, so there's some damage to one of that. No, but those spiders are fucking relentless, and if you die and you can't respawn to a safe spot, you just die and you die and you die again until eventually you get a little distance between you and the spider, and then you can get to a safe spot.
I thought
and
those other
man,
things were really bad too. The like little, they weren't like a centipede, but it was some sort of grub, maybe thing. I don't know, man. It had
Yeah.
pincers, like kind of like a scorpion, but it's not a scorpion.
Yeah, I remember what you're talking about. Those guys were like not that big of a deal. Like nothing in that game was actually
I
really
got
much
rushed
of a
by
threat.
like 3 at one point. Of course,
Wow.
having said that, I don't know. I feel like the spiders. I mean, they basically one shot you, but we also
Yeah,
all only had maybe what, 1 piece of armor each. Like I had a chest plate.
I-
That's all I had.
I had 3.
You had 3
It's
But
pieces.
fine.
no, we got 3 of the like the poncho and then the hats and the shin guards or whatever.
Oh, see, I
Yeah.
made the chest
yeah.
first. I made the chest piece first, the same as like Minecraft meta. You know, you like, yeah, it costs a little bit more, but it does the most defense out of all the others. You know, so I built that one first.
yeah. I had a mask and a chest piece, and it didn't seem to matter at all.
Yeah,
So,
I
but
don't know. I think it's got potential.
I think it has potential, sure. But like super early access, I don't think anything is tuned quite right because, like I said, nothing is really a threat in that game until you get to the spiders, which will just fucking destroy you instantly.
Right.
And there's nothing you can really do about it.
It's too early to tell right now, but we were
Yeah.
talking today that we're trying to find something as a group that we can grind out together, and we don't really even know what we're looking for. But the things we're gonna try are Sea of Thieves and Fallout 76.
If you have suggestions, please
Yeah.
pitch them to us because we're really all just hunting for something that we can enjoy together on more than like one occasion.
I know one that I
No.
would suggest would be
What?
the forest.
No, I'm not talking to you guys. No, stop.
Who are you
I'm
talking
not
to?
going to tell him.
Oh God,
I'm not going to tell him.
what's happening?
Frank?
right now?
Fine, you tell him. You tell him.
I'm worried about you.
Hey, Joey, we're going to be playing Destiny 2 for a week,
No.
and you're going to try it.
No.
Wow. How did you? How?
Is this
Well,
just
I
an
don't know.
ongoing theme now? We're just gonna surprise Andrew with.
Oh, that is one of the themes, and then the other theme is that Frank and I are going to browbeat you until you play Destiny with us.
God.
Yeah, so I saw that for sale, and I was like, hell yeah, I'm going to buy it. And then that was the only shader unless I wanted to spend 10,000 Glimmer, and I'm like, this isn't my Amazon cart. How do I add fucking Glimmer to my Amazon cart? So I bought the basic generalist one.
That's all right. I like it. You can customize it. Look at him. Look at him go.
It's like quest objectives. All right, he wouldn't get it. It's funny.
I still can't believe. So there's a story in when Destiny 1 came out, the voice of Ghost was played by Peter Dinklage.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he was only in it for like a few months or maybe like a year, and then they replaced him with Nolan North. That's like super fucked up, right? I don't like that at all. What do you say, Frank?
What happened? Like, why did they do that?
He just got ripped for his performance for some reason. Like I think what everybody kind of expected going in was a robot companion, sort of like Guilty Spark. You know, who's like, oh, he's quirky and he's kind of funny and he's like, zipping around and saying silly shit. And that's not at all the performance that Peter gave. His performance was very much a kind of like a more stoic kind of robot companion. I think it was good. It was like not what people expected, and I don't think anybody bothered to like adjust their expectations. They just
I bet why.
complained.
I bet why is they hired Peter Dinklage. They hired Peter Dinklage to. I probably still screwed up his name. To play his Game of Thrones character as this, and then he tried to diversify and play that character as not the Imp from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I need to like go listen to clips of that because I did not know that. It's interesting.
Yeah, it's really interesting. It's pretty disappointing. There are especially like still some lines that I remember from it that I will hear in my head that he gave. It sucks. I wish there was a way you could still access it.
Do you guys
But
there's certain celebrities that whenever I hear them in a game, it takes me out of the immersion because I'm such a fan of them, or I just always think of an iconic role. Like, and one of those is David Cross. Like
oh yeah.
he's in Vice City, maybe some of the other GTA's, and I think he's in one of the Halos too, maybe.
Halo
Or some-
2.
Yeah, Halo 2. Yeah. And I think I was just recently playing Halo 2 campaign, and like every time that Marine talked, I was like, I'm like, shut the fuck up, David. You know, like, I don't know. It's weird.
That's one of the problems I have with lots of animated movies now is how they employ actors that you know from acting and not voice actors.
Yeah.
Like that shit bothers me.
But I have really enjoyed the cinematics of watching Death Stranding. That was done great. That game is such a shit show mashup of just like stupid, ridiculous, absurd stuff that shouldn't work, but somehow they made it work. And it's for what it is, it's actually good.
It's like every time you like read about that game, or if you wrote out what it is that you did on paper in that game, you would be like, this sucks. I don't want to play this. This doesn't sound good. Doesn't sound interesting. But it does. I don't know. It's like a magic trick.
It was fun, and I'm glad that I got that for free with my new like $700 graphics card or whatever. But it is a fun game, and I'll be spoiling it for Joey, so he can't.
Oh god.
Enjoy
You're gonna
it.
play it. You're not gonna enjoy it anyways.
He would never play it. Not in a million years.
How dare both of you assume things like
Okay.
that? Yeah, you're right. I probably
believe
never play that.
I think I asked you point blank if you had any interest in it, and you were like, no.
I mean, I remember. I always thought whenever they revealed that game that all the hype was just like Walking Dead fans, and I never watched any Walking Dead, so.
Nah.
And it was just, I mean, obviously it's a genre that I'm just not really into, so.
But you don't like UPS simulators?
Yeah.
It's not your genre.
You massively underestimate the drawing power of Hideo Kojima. Those are the people who are excited, not Walking Dead fans. Norman
Yeah.
Reedus.
Yeah, you're right. It was a weird concept. Sometimes those super weird concepts are just too out there for me to care about.
Well, when those like introductory trailers for it and stuff are completely inscrutable, like you have no fucking idea what anything is
Yeah,
going on.
right. At
He's on a
first it was
beach and he's naked,
yeah.
and then there's like
Then there's a
ghosts in the
baby.
sky. Yeah, but
And he's crying, and what's happening? Yeah. I still don't know what the
yeah.
fucking game's about.
I don't either.
I played about 30 hours of it, so I feel like I could explain it, but I don't want to. I just don't want to.
All right. I want to ask you guys about a hypothetical game.
All right.
Okay. I want you to get in the headspace of like Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. Okay. We all know what the Thunderdome is, correct?
Sure.
Welcome to the Thunderdome, bitch.
Yeah. Two man enter, one man leave. Two man, yeah, right? Over and
Yeah.
over again, right? All right. Now, just imagine a game like that, okay? But your player characters are going to be daytime television cooking show personalities.
Are they also still surviving in a wasteland?
I don't know, but all right. Just like imagine the fight between
Like Guy
Well,
Fieri
yeah.
and Emerald Lagasse.
Guy Fieri versus Anthony Bourdain. Who would win that one, huh?
Yeah, Anthony Bourdain would win.
If he were alive.
Well,
Even
I mean,
if he was.
yeah. Like, nobody bothers to say if Batman and Superman fought each other if they were real. You just
All right.
fucking have a conversation like a normal person.
So what about like Rachel Ray versus Julia Childs, huh?
What the
Oh,
fuck
Julia
is
Childs.
Yeah, that's right. Julia Childs was totally smoked.
She's drunk on sherry. Like, she will not feel any
I
pain.
feel like
She
Julia
will
Childs would
fuck
just have a stroke as soon as she got into the dome.
No.
All right, now the final matchup: Paula Dean versus a treadmill. Who wins?
Whoever wins, we lose.
There is
Aliens
no winner
versus
in that
predators.
scenario. Poor
Has
treadmill.
anybody picked up? Poor treadmill. Has anybody else picked up any other new games recently?
I have been playing and have been excited for at least a year and a half, I want to say, for Fight Crab.
Oh god.
It's made. It's a
Everybody
fighting
get
game.
comfortable. We're gonna let Andrew go for the rest of the episode.
I'm not gonna give you too much on it, but it's a fighting game where all the characters are crustaceans. You got your sea crab, you got sea crabs, you got snow crabs, king crabs, elbow crabs, coconut crabs, etc., etc., etc. So many different types of crabs. And you can also get weapons for them, but which are all like extant weapons, like halberds, katanas, knives, revolvers, and they hold them in their little pincers and they come at each other. And it's just floppy, stupid nonsense. Like, if you've seen other like physics-based fighting games like Gang Beasts or Fall Guys or whatever, then you get like a kind of idea of the vibe, what's going on here. But it's better because it's crabs. And it's fucking fun. The same studio has made like a bunch of other weird seafood-based games. They made Ace of Seafood, which I'm also very fond of.
That's nuts. That's I want to play that, but man,
It's great.
What is Ace of Seafood? How's that work?
Ace of Seafood is like you start the whole game is in the ocean. You start as, I can't even remember what kind of, I think it gives you a few options. You can start as like a shrimp or like other various like very small sea creatures.
Right.
And they can all shoot lasers. That's important. And you explore the ocean, you try to find other reefs, and when you find another reef that's usually defended by some other form of sea life, you engage it in aquatic battles. And if you kill something, you get enough of its DNA, then you can breed it yourself in your like reef bases, until eventually you're rolling around with an army of like sharks and dolphins and shit.
That actually sounds pretty sick.
It's awesome. There are also inexplicably battleships in it and submarines.
All right, I'm down, man.
It sounds like Seaman for the Dreamcast.
Oh my
But like
god, I forgot
on
about that.
steroids, like a 1990s baseball player.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
They had another game that was sort of like a predecessor to Fight Crowd that was called, I think, Neo Aquarium DX, but it was another like seafood fighting game. It felt kind of like Virtual On, if you remember that.
What is their like infatuation with seafood?
I don't know. Don't care. It's paying dividends.
They're gonna like open a restaurant or something. This is all just viral marketing.
One of the stages in Fight Crab is on top of a table in a Chinese restaurant.
That's it.
You
man.
can either win, you can win matches by either flipping your opponents over onto their cold, damp backs, or by knocking them to the floor in the Chinese restaurant.
Oh my god, I might need to check that out. I'm not gonna lie.
It's awesome. It's fun and stupid, and I love it.
It's what games
You're
should be.
always he's always a fan of the absurdity.
Yeah.
That's what games should be, right? If I want to go see people shoot each other, like, I can go volunteer for the military. Like, I can go do that. I can't watch crabs fight each other with knives and like NASA rocket engines strapped to their claws.
God.
So, Hova, you've been anything new or the same old on the old gaming spectrum?
Yeah, the gaming spectrum, pretty much same old. You know, I'm gonna, after we get done here tonight, I'm gonna let Fallout install and then Sea of Thieves and kind of go down that route. But enjoying the Rogue Company a lot, though, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
I like that the token first the not the bomb one, the one where you have to hold the area and then you
Yeah,
have so many lives. I like that
the
game
more
mode.
casual
I
mode.
I like. Yeah,
Which game mode are you talking about?
The one, not the bomb one.
Just the deathmatch
Ter-
one, essentially.
But it's not though. Have you played it yet?
yeah, we
there's
all play
a
together.
military control element,
No,
but
I
it's
think
not.
I think we played after Andrew got off. I don't think we played. We played
Oh.
bomb mode until Andrew got off.
No, but it's where you capture a flag area. It's basically a death match, but you capture a certain area, A, B, or C, or whatever, and then your team has a certain amount of die
Tickets.
tokens.
Yeah,
And
yeah. We talked about this last episode, I think.
I like that. That's actually kind of fun. I don't know if it's been used in other games, but I like that. I'm gonna be getting on Rogue Company later on, I think.
I think I enjoy that more than the bomb game type as of now. But that probably also comes from that I've never played the bomb game type with a full squad, so that would help.
Oh, sure. I like I like playing shooters where I feel like each death really matters a lot.
Yeah,
So I think I kind of favor those more survival oriented game types. It's the same reason why I loved Rainbow Six for forever and
right.
things like that. You want to preserve your life as much as you can.
Dude, we played the balls out of that game together.
Vegas, yeah. Vegas
Yeah.
1 and 2.
Was it Kill House? Is that one of the maps?
Yeah,
the two bases on
sounds
each
right.
side, and there was like a sniper tower in the middle, I believe.
Yeah.
That was an
I
interesting
remember-
game, cover-based shooter.
There was you could, once you got to like the final level of their leveling system or whatever, you could do custom camo. And I remember spending a really long time trying to make a camo set that made me look like a Ninja Turtle.
Hey, that's
I
that's a convenient segue. I just wanted to say real quick because we were talking about voice actors and stuff too, and now you brought up Ninja Turtles. So now I have to bring it up. You guys ever watch Blue Mountain State?
yeah.
Nope.
So you remember Thad from that, Frank? Thad Castle?
Was that the really preppy? Was that the really preppy guy with the spike gelled blonde hair?
Yeah, the
No.
fucking crazy one. Like he looked preppy and everything, but he was like insane. He was like the jock.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. He was almost stereotypical to some of the people we knew in high school, just all merged
Yeah,
together.
exactly. Like
Yeah,
Nick and Trent mixed. Yeah. Anyways, so I don't know his real name, but he was one of the turtles in that Ninja Turtle movie, the first live action one. Well, not the first, but the
really?
recent live action one with not
Megan
Olivia.
Fox?
Yeah, Megan Fox. I always want to say Olivia Munn. He
So
was one
Michael
of the
Bay
turtles
one.
in it. Yes.
Okay.
And I watched a podcast about how he got like promised so much and they treated the actors like dog shit because he took that role on thinking like, oh, this will help me like make a name for myself. And they kind of like assured him that they would be traveling all over the world promoting it, even though their faces weren't going to be seen in the film and it would be worth their time. And it just totally wasn't. And they would shuttle home like the production crew and shit off set before they would shuttle the actors home because it was like cheaper to the production or something like that because the way that they were like in the movie but not on screen. I don't know. It was really weird. It's a really good listen if you ever come across it on YouTube.
Have any of you seen a movie more times than Secret of the Ooze?
Yeah.
Can't say that I've seen
What?
that.
You've
it's-
never seen Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze.
Oh, you're
You've never
using the
seen number
subtitle.
two?
Okay. I might have. I just didn't know by the subtitle.
All right.
I know I've seen, the old school live actions. I just don't know. It's been a while, man.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
I've seen that movie a lot, but I've also, at one point, I was like, I didn't have internet. I didn't want to have internet. It was like a 2-year stretch, and everything that I watched was on fucking cassette tape,
Nice.
and I still have the collection. So I've probably seen Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas probably over 20 times.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
While high.
Half Baked. I also had that on VHS tape. Abba Zaba, you my only friend.
You my only friend. Yep.
Bodega.
Yeah, that's one that I've seen way too many times.
And then I had like Pulp Fiction, and I just cycled through those things. But then I also had a bunch more. But I watched those a lot more than I did TMNT 2.
Dude,
The movie that was a good movie, but you asked the question.
I know a lot of
it's
people
true.
that would consider themselves Dave Chappelle fans. I mean, everybody considers themselves a Dave Chappelle fan.
Chappelle
And when I
Show.
bring up Half Baked, they're like, "What?" Like, dude, Jim Brewer, Dave Chappelle, like, even there's a God, the guy that oh man, the Comedy Central news show. What was that guy? Jon Stewart. Jon Stewart has a cameo in that. Remember?
Yeah, you eat his ice cream.
I do. Yeah. There's just so many good cameos in that movie. Even America's Funniest Home Videos. Why can't I think of names right now? God.
Bob Saget.
Yep, Bob Saget's in there. There's just that movie is gold, and I've mentioned it to so many people, and they're like, "I've never seen Half Baked." Like, fuck you, and the horse you rode in on.
Andrew, do you have a question? Because I had a question.
I did want to ask you guys, since we're all sort of getting to know each other, I guess. I wanted to ask you guys, what was it that when you were a kid, what was it that you thought you'd be doing as an adult? What did you want to do when you like grew up?
You waiting on me, Frank?
Either
No, I can go. Or
Yeah,
do you want to go?
Sir. Go ahead, sir.
All right. I always thought it was going to be like an electrical or mechanical engineer, and but design things and not work on them.
Oh, okay, sure.
That was like, I want to work for NASA, but like not be an astronaut.
Sure. Yeah, like the technical side of it.
Yeah, or build weapons and stuff. And I always thought I ended up being like designing like these really cool electronics and components and machines that ran, because Dad always had me doing all that sort of stuff. You know, boring out the 3-wheelers, redoing wiring, having me do electrical work that you shouldn't have like a 12-year-old do. You know,
That's country life straight up, though.
Yeah. And it ended up making a career for you in a way.
Yeah.
No, just because I can fix problems doesn't mean that I want to constantly work in a work environment where I always have to fucking deal with problems. It's
fair enough.
What about you? What did you want to be, Daddy, when you grew up? What did you want to be, Joey?
Awful. I hate it. Sorry, go on.
I never really knew what I mean, that was the main reason I didn't go to college, is because I had absolute and I just hated school for the most part too, like anybody else, but I had no idea what I wanted to do, or any structure to how I even wanted to try to get there or whatever. But I do I remember for quite a while I really liked the idea of being a pyrotechnician, and
Sure.
not sure how that I mean, I feel like that's a pretty big, I don't know, like fantasy job, because there's probably not much in that field. But yeah, that was definitely something I wanted to do, whether it be fireworks or like special effects on movie sets, or something like that. That was always kind of like a dream job of mine.
I think you'd be surprised, because it's like there's so many things that use pyro. Like you could work for like WWE, or just like any number of like music venues, or there's like all kinds of places that involve pyrotechnics.
Yeah, even like
work at like Universal Studios or something.
Yeah, even like just like a stage where they do plays and stuff like that. I remember going to one in Sedalia, and they had elements of pyro.
Yeah, but also I bet you probably have been really well satisfied. That's like your hobby now, though. You do that for fun, though.
I still do it, yeah.
You do. You still do it, yeah.
Right.
You do it for fun. But I think that you would have been like really good on like demolitions for like mines and stuff like that. Like because technically, like you have all that stuff figured out in your brain.
Right.
We did all that sorts of nonsense in middle school.
Exactly.
and then you've
Yeah.
just gotten you've just grown from there and how elaborate you can do things.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah,
because we always did it, and we had our fair share of like scary moments and dumb stuff that we shouldn't have done. But then as we did it, we kind of started like, at least you and I, Frank, I don't know about some of the other guys, but we started doing a lot more. Like, we figured out the way to make fuses last as long as we could, so we had plenty of time to get the hell out of the way before whatever we were concocting went off and stuff like that. We stopped making things like, we started off super dangerous and then started moving more towards like paper tubes and stuff like that whenever it comes to like all the fun stuff we were doing. And yeah, so we always kind of had like a little bit of a mature outlook, as much as you could, I guess, a safety mindset in mind. So yeah, I think
And
I
I
just ended
remember-
up in that field.
I remember through a lot of that though. I usually got selected to be like the light the fuse guy,
Yeah, like, just Frank will do it.
and I did. I think we did a lot of them. A lot of the ones that I remember, I was the guy always lighting the fuse and
Yeah,
running
you
the
did a
hell
lot.
away.
Yeah.
And we did one once where we actually did dig a small little like a berm that we hid behind.
Yeah.
Do you
yeah.
remember that?
Yeah.
Like-
we usually tried to make sure there was something for us to take cover behind.
Yeah,
we probably
that's kind
sound
of
like terrible kids to listeners.
that's part of it though. Like I think that's maybe the bare minimum is trying to find something to hide behind.
Right, yeah. I don't know, you'd be surprised half the stuff I see on the internet these days. Did you see the video of the chick that torched a car? I think I sent it
Oh
to you
yeah,
guys.
I think you sent it to us. Yes.
Oh,
What happened to
my
her,
God.
huh?
It blows
locked
my
up. They
mind
found
that
her.
people don't know how gasoline and gunpowder and just fire work, at least to an extent. Like, you're filling a vehicle with gasoline, and then she leans in to light it. Like, no, you're gonna, and then
Oh,
sure
The
enough.
fumes! The fumes!
You've heard the word explosion, but never thought about what that actually means. Like
Yeah,
the exp part means like expanding. They're
God.
Oh, hey, Andrew, what did you think that you were going to end up doing whenever you grew up, Andrew?
I don't know what I thought I was going to end up doing, but I do remember vividly, and I swear this is not like pandering or a joke or anything, but when I was a kid, I really wanted to be a video game journalist. I read so many video game magazines. I would I was raised by my mom, and my dad didn't live with us, and we would go to the grocery store, and of course, as any like 7-year-old kid would be, I was bored as fuck. I didn't want to like go down endless aisles of pasta sauce and shit. So whenever we got to a grocery store, I would hit the magazine rack, and I would get, official Xbox magazine or Next Generation or Tips and Tricks or EGM or EGM2 inexplicably. And then I would spend the rest of the time in the grocery store just sort of trying to keep the vague shape and color combination of my mom in my periphery as I read and walked behind her. And I got lost several times, but like that was always what I wanted to do. I always thought that was so cool. I would read about E3 every year and just be like, God, someday I can
Dude.
go to that.
Right? I remember,
So
not with magazines, but I remember watching it on TV. E3 was just like some like, it was like heaven. It was like it was almost like a, fictional thought.
yeah. So getting to do this with you guys is like pretty close to that.
We're
So
kind of doing that.
we're kind of doing that, especially now, like when we actually get lucky and get invited to like an alpha or something like that. It's really cool. So thank you guys for helping me do that. I appreciate it.
Hell yeah, dude.
So
Nothing
I got
but
a, I got a question. Oh, I got a question, but I want something to happen before I ask this question.
Okay.
I want Andrew to talk Joey into playing Vermintide 2.
What is this? Why?
You want me to talk you into playing Vermintide 2? Well, I shouldn't have to try.
What are all these games that you guys are trying to force me to play?
I don't know. Just let's do this for the sake of
Oh,
for
God.
Frank's sake.
Okay.
Do you remember Left 4 Dead?
Yeah.
Do you remember how fun that was?
I don't think I ever played Left 4 Dead until like a couple of years ago, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you're still
it is
familiar
fun.
with
Yeah, it's fun for sure.
Vermintide is Left 4 Dead,
Okay.
but as the name might imply, it's with rats instead of zombies.
I mean, I'm not against the idea.
Like little rat folk running around, you just smash their fucking heads in with your warhammer.
They're just little,
Yeah.
or they're big
Hey.
ones too, or like
Well,
different
they're
types
like
of rats.
They're like special ones, yeah,
Okay.
that like do special things, like have like chemical Gatling guns and like
Jesus
flamethrowers and shit on
Christ.
them.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a medieval fantasy thing. So you're typically armed with like a bow and arrow or a musket and like a saber of some kind.
Honestly, think I've played more Killing Floor than I played Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, it's a similar vibe, except Killing Floor is all based around one space typically,
Right.
right? And Vermintide is sort of like a trek. Like you're
Okay.
kind of completing
More like Killing
completing
Floor.
a mission.
Or,
as
I
you go
mean,
on.
Left 4 Dead.
It's like instead of being like in an open singular space, it's more like almost like an on the rails RPG of completing
Kinda.
these. It guides you to exactly what you need to do, but it is a rat decapitation simulator, and I think that everybody should probably try it because it's fun. I love killing rats, man. I tell you what.
It's a blast. Like
down
it's
to
super
kill
fun,
rats,
especially
dude.
especially that there's like a pyromancer class, and you can just like set a bunch of them on fire. That's pretty satisfying.
Nice. What was the Xbox zombie game? The first one came out when we were in high school.
State of Decay.
No.
Dead Island.
No.
He's talking about the mall where you're
Yeah,
the photojournalist.
Dead Rising.
Dead Rising.
Yeah.
Where you can pick up all the random items and stuff and use
Did you
them to bash them.
Did you play the most recent one?
I played
Sonic.
3, and I touched 4 just a little bit.
I actually played through it. I actually let's played it and played through the entire game, and I had never played. Like, I remember the first one because I would sit over at Ty's house, and he would play that.
Hmm.
And but I think so in the first one, wasn't there like an element of time? Like you could only do something for like an hour.
Yeah, there was a whole time
then-
element, and like certain things had to be done at certain times, and like if you missed the window, you were kind of fucked in that run, essentially.
Yeah.
There were a
And
lot.
see, I
of,
don't
like,
think I was
little-
never a fan of that washing, so I was just like, it was one of those things, sometimes there's games that you like, well, I enjoy watching you play, but I'm not really into it kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
like whenever you used to play that tennis shit, I never would fucking touch that myself, but it was fun to watch you play it, because you were good at it, and I was just like, I don't know what's happening, but yeah, but that's what I liked about the most recent, was it Dead Rising 4? I guess it was.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, that one didn't have a time element. I don't know about the ones before that either, but I really enjoyed that game. It was actually pretty fun.
So all the ones up until 3 have it, I think, and 3 says it has one, but like I played through the whole thing not paying any attention to the time, and it just sort of seemed to move whenever I moved the story along.
Yeah.
but-
See, that's why 4 was fun. It was just basically a free roam zombie game, and I love how there was so many different ways to I feel like the whole concept of Dead Rising is like, here's how you can kill a fucking zombie with a 4 foot tall stuffed teddy bear, just dumb shit, and it was really enjoyable.
Yeah, Dead Rising 3 was really good. I liked that one a lot.
Yeah.
I get a weird question for you guys. Okay.
Okay.
I'm down, dude.
Which game do you think would make the better horror game? Okay. These are all based on old school television shows. So, Andy Griffith, The Brady Bunch, or Gilligan's Island?
Gilligan's Island.
Gilligan, easy.
Yeah.
And
By
why?
the way, that's a fucking awesome concept for a game.
Yeah. I mean, you basically just described Dead Island, except with 500% more things being made out of coconuts.
But like
Wow,
you,
dude.
but like a Brady Bunch, LA Noir style, where you investigate the murders and then you just figure out who in the Brady Bunch is killing everybody.
What's the name of that?
I could get into that. I was
Have you
thinking
guys
that like
seen Club Dread.
the
When?
Broken Lizard movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell of a
That-
long time ago.
That'd be like a really good Gilligan's
That's-
Isle style
that's
village
basically
video
the-
game.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
'Cause it's basically just an island with a killer on it.
I went a different direction when you said Brady Bunch, and I thought about this, like, you having to step in as a detective and try to untangle this, like, weird family tree that's, like, kind of grown together and is all gnarled and fucked up.
And figure out like who did what and why, and then you think that you found the killer, like, and that's not the killer, and then
Yeah.
that's not the killer, and that's not the killer.
There was a lot of inbreeding in the Brady Bunch, right?
I wasn't
That's
gonna.
insane, man.
I was.
Family tree.
I was not gonna bring that up, but I think that there was. That's probably where the.
There had to have been.
It's where the Hills Have Eyes came from.
Okay.
It's the same universe.
I've got another game idea then.
All right.
You guys remember like Jerry Springer and like Maury?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely, yes.
Okay. Do you remember how like the guests would get into fights and shit?
Sure do.
Okay. So do you turn those daytime bullshit talk shows into a side-scrolling like 32-bit fighting game? Smash 'em up, beat 'em up? Or go ahead. No, ask your question.
How would that work? You just
You play.
you're just
as
on the Jerry
contestants.
Springer set, and you're one of the contestants, and you just beat the shit out of the guy that says that he's your baby daddy and not, or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. You like fight off the audience as they try to get into it. It's just so heated.
Yeah.
Okay.
That style.
Alright.
Or what do you got?
What I'm thinking is you play the game from the perspective of the producers who are like cutting from camera to camera and stuff, and you are inciting incidents and trying to
Dude,
you have
sim
like
game.
you have like a demographic bar and like a number of people tuned in sort of measuring system, and
You
you
have
just
to
keep
cater to them.
exactly you have to just like keep making crazy shit happen that makes your viewership go up and up and up without
And-
it like
and it
without
could
jumping
be-
the shark.
It could be like Football Manager style, where like you're also in charge of looking at all the people that have written into the show, and they're like, "I fucked my dad at 4th of July."
Yeah.
And you got to pick like what's the best ratings, worthy contestant to come in.
You decide the exact right moment to introduce the third lover in the triangle
Yeah.
for like
Yeah,
the
yes.
maximum reaction from everybody in the audience.
Yes. You could like hire homeless people to come in and sit in the crowd and like heckle at certain moments. They're like paid actors, and just to piss off the.
That could be a blast. That could be amazing.
I think
All
we're
right.
onto something here.
You think that's going? Now I've got another direction I want to pass by you guys. Okay. So imagine, I don't know, Dr. Phil, Dr. Oz, Jerry Springer, Maury. Okay. But it's more of an L.A. Noir style where you do investigative branches and trees, and also like conflict mediation, and you try to stop the people on the show from fighting each other.
So
It's
you
like
just play. What was the dude that got his own show off Jerry Springer, whatever that guy's name was.
So
Everybody
it's
would
more
chant
like
his name.
It's like a Phoenix Wright version of that, but like with all of the investigation and facial recognition stuff that they did for L.A. Noir. So, but you play as Dr. Phil trying to stop the 14-year-old who's doing meth and has like triplets from like stabbing her grandmother for no reason.
Yeah. I feel like that would be a good concept in a world where people's brains weren't wired to enjoy chaos.
Yeah.
So
true.
like
Oh no, but
you
But
would
it
want
works for The Sims, right? So
that's true, I guess. Yeah, there's like both of our games could exist simultaneously in like different corners of the market, I think.
or yeah, well, let's say, or it could be like The Sims, and you just you choose your scare. You choose to play the right way or to go to the dark side.
Yeah.
Just like the people that play The Sims. You know, some people try to actually make like a legit family and get a dog and have a baby and shit. And other people are trying to put the baby in the fucking washing machine.
When I was
Okay.
when I was a kid, we would play The Sims,
Such
and
a
what we
fun.
always did was we made Sims based after all of our friends. Then they all lived in the same house with the cheapest carpeting and the cheapest fireplaces and no doors. So eventually the house would catch on fire, and whoever survived won.
It was like Battle Royale before that was a thing.
Yeah.
It kind of makes sense why you would like a rat decapitation simulator.
Yeah, you're just a demented.
Like I said, I'm a
person.
lifelong gamer. I'm totally desensitized to any kind of violence.
Whoa. You're not helping our argument that video games don't desensitize violence.
Okay, well, the entire time I was also playing video games, I was on the internet, so I'm a product
Not
of
killing people.
I'm a product
All right,
of
fair enough.
No, but I'm saying a lot of the most wretched people in history are on the internet as well, so
True.
I'm just
Like
like
Hitler.
I got it all. That's right, Hitler, big internet user.
Early adopter.
Yeah. But you know what about fucking Hitler was him and Ava Braun, they shared the fucking same Facebook account. They had a joint Facebook account.
Oh, God.
That was so silly.
I was gonna say he started 3chan.
Frank, what was the name of the Nazi scientist that NASA hired to get us
Warner von Braun. Operation Paperclip. Look it up.
some crazy shit, dude? Some crazy shit. It's all corrupt, dude. Yeah, show us this contraption you've got.
So I've got really big issues doing like WASD or WACD because of the Frank and the Nub.
WASC.
Yeah, WASD and then WASC. Yeah. So I got this thing. It's the Tartar Sauce version 2 by Riser.
Yeah.
How much was that bad boy?
Working for
How much
that
set you
sponsorship.
back?
I think I only spent like $50 on it actually.
Oh, okay, that's not bad.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
What are your
But-
early thoughts?
Like it's gonna be cool because since I can't use WASD, I'm using
That little joystick, right?
There's a little micro
the-
switch thumbstick there.
it's got 8 switches in that thing, so you can do forward, backward, left, right, and then you can do diagonal too.
So then what do? Use your thumb for all those?
Yes, thumb for movement, and then I can just tap over and do like melee, interact, reload. But I can still use the
crazy.
mouse. I can still use the mouse for headshots, which is my biggest issue. Yeah.
Right.
When are they
It's
gonna make?
take some training.
When are they gonna make one of those pads that has? It's exactly the same, but made for right hands, and it also just has a mouse built into it, so you can just do it all with one hand and then feed yourself Doritos with the other.
Wait,
That's coming soon.
do you
That's
remember?
the. What was the time frame of Wall-E? Because I think that's the time frame that will come out. Whenever we're all just living on
Oh, man.
spaceships and the world is full of trash.
At this point, if we get to Wall-E times, we're gonna be real lucky.
That's true,
Why?
honestly. Haven't you seen the government documents? Or they're saying that the government's actually acknowledging that we are in possession of crashed crafts that are not from this world. Don't roll your eyes, Frank.
I'm not rolling nothing.
It's about to hit the fan, dude. They're about to spill all the beans, dude. All of the beans.
Sure.
We're about to find out. I mean,
How about-
it's gonna happen.
We're gonna find out about all the deep state black funding going into those sorts of
The
crap.
aliens killed JFK, Frank. It's not hard to connect the
No, that
dots
was
here.
Lee Harvey Oswald. They pretty much figured that one out, Joey.
Yeah, but the aliens fed him LSD after the Harvard studies. Haven't you been on the internet?
Lee Harvey Oswald,
MK Ultra,
LHO,
completely different.
UFO,
Oh,
Illuminati Triangle,
See?
Diamond Dallas Page.
See?
DDP.
See, he knows.
I'm disappointed that this is our podcast now.
What? You don't believe? I want you to believe.
I unequivocally believe that there is life outside of this planet, but I don't fucking know, man. I'm not gonna beat my head against that rock until I pass out.
But those videos, dude, those videos are crazy. Nothing moves like that, dude. Nothing.
Except me on the dance floor.
Ain't no.
That's what I'm
They
saying,
didn't-
dude. I got moves like Mick Jagger, bro.
They didn't log on to no pigeon. That's all I'm saying, dude.
Hey, because I be
Shit.
pop locking Draken. You can't catch that.
So what's up with the new Vice City background, Frank?
That's one of many to come, and that's not Vice City, bro.
Vaporwave.
It's vaporwave aesthetics, man.
Hotline Miami.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
closer.
all right, you're getting closer. I got about a bunch of those for about 20 more episodes.
What do you What do you guys think the next GTA is going to be?
Space.
You think it's going to be something like Vice City 2, something crazy like Space, or just like another, United States based generic location?
Grand Theft Auto. The Moon.
Let's
go.
Man, that'd be cool. I'm down.
Give me all my moon
Imagine
crime.
if they did something that crazy.
Yeah, so you got like the Moonraker laser from fucking James Bond, and you're shooting people down so that way you can steal the fucking hydrogen and oxygen that they've degassed out of moon rocks.
Yep.
Gang, gang.
Just make it a Total Recall game.
Oh, they tried to do that, didn't they?
They remade the movie. I don't think they made a game though. Maybe they did.
No, but like games that tried to.
Oh, Red
They
Faction.
didn't make the movie.
That's basically Red Faction is Total Recall.
Yeah.
Doom also has kind of a bit of recall type aspects to it too.
That's true too. Yeah.
There's a lot of Mars play, yeah. And if any of you listeners haven't seen Total Recall,
Open your mind.
do it now. Yeah.
Open your mind, Quaid. Say it, Andrew.
Open your
Tell me.
mind.
Open your
Oh,
mind.
baby.
See
Coming
you at
out
the
of
party,
his
Richter.
stomach, dude. The face melting scene. I mean, you gotta watch it, man. You just have to.
You're thinking of Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Face also melted in that movie. But
You're
no.
thinking of the face like expanding because they're out in the.
It doesn't melt, yeah, but you
Yeah.
know what I mean.
They depressurize and they use like
movie-
cheap
yeah, that-
models.
I just watched that movie like a few weeks ago. Those effects hold up pretty well.
Do they? I was wondering.
There's definitely a few wonky ones in there, but like by and large, pretty solid.
That's one of the things I've been doing lately is going back and watching old school movies that I remember, that I'm I say I'm a big fan of, but I'm like, let's see if it holds up,
Yeah.
Just went back and watched Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2 the other day. Good times.
Still winners.
Oh yeah, for sure. There was so much that I like barely remembered because it's just been so long since I'd seen them, so it was actually really enjoyable.
It's terrific. When's the last time you watched The Running Man?
Gosh,
Been a while.
2 years. 2 years. I used to have that on VHS too back in the day.
Kicks ass. Love that movie.
I love watching old science fiction stuff. I've been really wanting to go back because of watching Ghostbusters, seeing Sigourney Weaver. I've been wanting to go back and watch Alien.
Perfect movie.
Or all of, 3, right? 3 of them? But then there's all the spin-offs and shit. But
There's-
I think there's 3.
Alien, Aliens, Alien 3, directed by David Fincher. Alien Resurrection, and then you get to Prometheus, and then it just all spins out of
I
control
don't know
from
if I saw Prometheus.
there.
I don't know if I've seen that. Don't?
Don't. No.
Oh, okay. Well. And then there's Alien vs. Predator.
Yeah.
And there's like 9 of those.
There's only 2.
Okay. Close enough.
There's 2 of those. There's there are like how many Predator movies are there now? There's 1, 2,
4 or 5.
well, yeah, at least 4. And
And that's
Oh, yeah,
that's
because
not
they
even
do-
going into like the Alien v.
no, that's not
Alien
AVP
Predator
movies.
bullshit.
I had that-
It's fuck.
There's a PS2 game for Predator that I came across in my garage And I had it in like a big pile that I was gonna set out for my yard sale, and then I was looking and I was like, Predator PS2 game, like what is this? I can't remember the full title, but
I think it's Urban Jungle.
yeah, that one. And I pulled it out, and I want to say it's like maybe a $30 game or a $50 game or something. It's like fairly sought after. And so I popped it in just out of curiosity, and it was pretty sick. You could just like walk up to cops and just like slice them in half, and obviously shoot people with the lasers and stuff. It was pretty cool.
Yes. Do you remember? So they've made a bunch of Alien vs Predator games, right? Like there have been all the PC ones that are classics, and
Yeah.
they all have like multiplayer in them. But do any of you remember the Capcom beat 'em up one?
No, but that sounds familiar. I don't remember it exactly right off the bat.
There's a side-scrolling beat 'em up in the same vein as like Turtles in Time or Final Fight, where there were 2 human characters and 2 Predator characters you could choose from. And yeah, you walk through and you fucked up xenomorphs the whole game.
Is it a 32-bit one?
I mean, it's from like the Super Nintendo generation. I don't think it ever hit consoles that I can remember.
No, it was like a 32-bit one. Or yeah. It was
No.
a Super Nintendo title.
It was, yeah, that's 16.
Oh, I'm okay.
I don't remember home ports for it, but I've definitely played the like arcade version a bunch of times, and it's great. Capcom used to be so fucking good at making those. You remember the Punisher one? That one's expensive if you find it now. That one's like
Is it a side scroller as well?
it's a side-scrolling beat 'em up where it's 2 players and you can either be the Punisher or Nick Fury.
Was there ever any other Punisher games?
Oh yeah, there have been a bunch of Punisher games.
Really? I
Breakpoint
don't
2.
remember.
Breakpoint, Tom Clancy's. Yeah, that's no, it is.
Yeah,
Tom
canonically.
Clancy's Breakpoint is fucking. It's a Punisher game, right?
They made one when the Tom Jane movie came out, and then there was like another one I think later. The Tom Jane movie tie-in one had a bunch of like executions that you could do that were like environmentally based. That was sort of like its big selling point.
I always think about that scene in that movie where he had the guy tied up and he had the torch when he was just eating a popsicle, and then he would like he was trying to interrogate him, and then he'd poke him with the popsicle while he had the torch. Like, he was a badass, but he was also a good guy. You know, he wasn't going to torture that man with the blowtorch. He was just going to make him think that he was torturing him with a blowtorch.
Which is still torture, actually.
Psychological torture is still
psychological
torture.
and not-
Oh, is worse.
But
If we ever meet up, I'm gonna waterboard you, and Andrew
That's not
can
psychological,
interrogate
though.
you.
Yeah, but you can't drown. You'll be okay.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's not. It's just psychological. You will not drown.
You just feel like you're
no, that's
drowning.
physical.
No, this is a good time to end now. Before we start
All right.
debating the merits of torture.
All right, but I got one last question. One last question, and then whose turn is it to sign off?
Not mine, I introed.
I think it's me.
All right, one last question.
Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna be a rough one. If you were a veterinarian and you had to
God.
euthanize an animal, would it hurt more on your soul if you euthanized Lassie or Clifford?
What the fuck kind of a question is that?
Which one would hurt you most?
How do you even euthanize Clifford, man? You'd have to like
That's like
you'd have to have like
A howitzer.
there's so many logistical problems to that.
It doesn't matter. You have to do it. We're not worried about how you do it. We're worried about how you feel as you do it.
I'm
Would you
wor-
rather?
I'm thinking about what happens after. Like what happens after what's done is done. And
How
then
do you
you have
dispose of a
this
body as
yeah, then
big
you
as
have this
Clifford?
like 20,000-pound dog corpse.
It doesn't matter. Like, what would hurt your soul more?
Uh,
If you could click left or click right, if you had to swipe left or swipe right on Lassie or Clifford, the big red dog, which
I think
one would
Clifford-
you
I think Clifford is cuter, for sure. Because Clifford, even though he's like a big dumbass full grown dog, you know, he kind of like still looks like a puppy, and I think it would hurt my heart a lot if I had to kill Clifford.
I refuse to play this game. There's no, I mean, it sucks either way. There's no winning. It's like either one. They're both going to kill me the same amount, except one, it has a bunch of incredible logistics attached to it that I can barely even begin to fathom. So it doesn't matter. Whichever. I don't know. Flip a coin.
Oh, shit.
Who's got the last word?
Thank you, Javelin, for letting us use your song, Soda Popinski, so that we may talk about dog murder. The word this week is going to be regret.